Hello, you are watching the latest edition of DBE TV News. It's a new month and we have a lot still to share with you from the basic education sector as we bring you this weekly news update. You are watching us either on OpenView channel 122, on the DBE YouTube channel or on BRICS TV channel 509 Starset. My name is Tshegohatso Moagi. In the news this week, the Basic Education Employment Initiative is back. Project Coordinator Thobeka Maqayi gives us details on lessons learned and the benefits of this initiative for young people. The school safety campaign has gained momentum. The team, led by Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule, will be heading to Limpopo soon in a bid to stop bullying and any other kinds of violence in schools. In this bulletin, we investigate the importance of reading for children, especially from a young age. We speak to a grade R teacher at Abram Hlophe Primary School and the principal about methods to encourage children to read, especially during the school holidays. We meet two grade 5 learners from Rustenburg Girls Junior School who are writing their own book. They talk to us about this journey and why they enjoy reading and writing. And the National Teaching Awards take place on the 6th of October. We hear from some of the finalists as the big day approaches. It's another packed and exciting bulletin. But remember to get in touch with us by using our social media platforms on Twitter at DBE_SA and at DBE TV News, Facebook DBESA, Instagram DBESA. You can use the hashtag DBE News. The Basic Education Employment Initiative is back. Between the 27th of September and the 3rd of October, youth between the ages of 18 and 35 who are not in education or training, not receiving any form of government grant, as well as young people living with disability and women are eligible and were encouraged to apply for the initiative. Through the Presidential Employment Stimulus, the department seeks to provide 287,000 unemployed youth with employment and training opportunities in the education sector within a period of 5 months. This is part of the Presidential Youth Employment Initiative, which seeks to mitigate the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Basic Education Department has described the initiative as a good learning experience that these young people can be proud to put on their CVs.
There have been some really good benefits of having education and general school assistance to the schools. Some of these have been that the general assistants, for instance, some of them through the youth and care workers, they assist with providing psychosocial support to the young people, and we're able to identify learners that are at risk of dropping out. And the department can intervene timeously, ensuring that we don't have, or we try to maintain as much learners in school as possible through the assistance of these general school assistants. The education assistants assist us with maintaining discipline in the classroom, assist us with breaking down very difficult coursework for learners to understand it much easier.
Maqayi says there have been lessons learned from the first phase of the initiative.
There have been some also lessons learned from the phase 1 implementation. As you would know, it was very fast-paced. We were given specific time frames to implement the initiative in phase 1, and we had to adhere to the time frames, and we're reporting to Treasury and the Presidency on a weekly and bi-weekly basis. So there were some challenges that we did experience that in phase 2 we have ironed out. For example, we're introducing the data management system that is being offered to the department at no cost by one of our partners, Belela Technology. And this will assist us a great deal because then it will assist with reporting. It will also assist as a payment solution, so we are able to track and monitor the payment of stipends, and we're able to intervene as well and unblock some of the challenges that we might have experienced in phase 1. So we are looking forward to phase 2 because we believe that we have put a lot of measures in place, to address and iron out some of the challenges that we might have experienced in phase 1.
To this now, The school safety campaign is gaining momentum as more government departments get on board to help bring an end to bullying and other forms of violence in schools. On the 15th of October, there'll be a campaign roadshow taking place in Limpopo, and from there, we'll move to the Northern Cape. The Director of School Safety at the department has reiterated the importance of safety at schools, emphasizing that schools should be a haven for all children.
Within and even outside COVID, schools as learning environment have to remain violence-free. Schools have got to be havens for those multitudes of our populace. Parents trust us with the lives of their children. We currently are making sure that even in the COVID environment, children still can be protected from other unintended consequences of health. The question, for instance, of their health, you would know, it's got to be our mandatory responsibility that they come to school healthy, they leave the school healthy. It is what we ought to do, and it is what we are doing. The question that is now confronting us now in this environment of some levels of learners being confined is to make sure that even in their confined spaces, they are safe. Especially because we've got to rely on ICT as a learning instrument and as means of communication and means of contact. We've got to show that the elements of cyberbullying, the elements of bullying, elements of ensuring that safe information flows is also our primary responsibility.
The department has enjoyed support from different stakeholders, and this has been helpful because education is a societal matter.
Basic Education participated on a school fan campaign, and we were on board with the UNOS. We are doing this thing. On our own, we could not be able to be where we are. You've got the UNICEF. You've got the AYDF, African Youth Development. They are very powerful on drug and substance abuse campaigns. We say learners must be high on life rather than being high on drugs. And we are driving this campaign with the AYDF. We've got the support of the learner component as leaders in their own spaces. You know, we can't do these things for them without them. And we're taking that very seriously. We are having the governing associations participating in this. These children and the parents and the school community are one community. So parents are on board. We're working very strong with the traditional leaders. When we get into the communities, the deputy minister and colleagues, they make sure that we've got the House of Traditional Leaders who are there and supporting education in all material times. We've got the South African Police Service in our protocol. On our own, schools as environments within communities, they are part of those. And so when we talk about school safety, you've got to look into the community within which where the school is embedded. And the South African Police Service has really been a partner that is holding our hand very, very, very strong. And we are very grateful with that kind of a relationship.
NGOBESE has appealed to communities not to vandalize or burn schools because they are heritage sites.
It's not about the attainment of the curriculum objectives only. When we get into these communities, we are talking about them taking education as their responsibility. We cannot continue with the element of vandalization of schools. It is a heritage that no one can replace. If you destroy a school to the extent where you burn it down, there are records that are as old as 100 years that you can never recover. Just burning a classroom, the kind of investment in the infrastructure that is there cannot be recovered. Building a school is not just like a toy thing. And we want to send this message. There's no way we can continue with vandalizations of schools. Communities must come up on board. We're calling them that protect, defend to the best of your ability the schools as a heritage. And that is where we must raise the debate. It's not a structure for 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. It's a heritage.
Meanwhile, the department has encouraged learners to take up sports in schools, as this can assist with promoting social cohesion and peace.
We note that learners who participate in sport tend to be committed to a structured program, and that it's an area where learners are able to express themselves freely, participate in physical fitness, and commit themselves to sport. Because we know that when young people are not occupied meaningfully, that is where the trouble mostly starts with, unbecoming behaviors and social ills that sometimes are there in the community. Whereas if they are committed to a sporting code or an activity as part of their after-school program, then you know that you will find them practicing instead of loitering around.
Stay tuned. After the break, we speak about the importance of reading and find out more from young girls who are writing a book. You don't want to miss it.
Our universities are very important institutions. Many people tend to know them just for teaching and learning. Yes, they are for teaching and learning, but also our universities are research centers. A lot of knowledge that we have generated to deal with COVID-19, even the identification of these new variants, like the latest one, Delta, has been done through researchers who are based in our universities. Lecturing staff across the board will have to be prioritized because they tend to be more on the elder side, and they are the ones who are actually interacting with more and different kinds of students. We are not only looking at vaccinating the sector only, we are also having now vaccination centers at our universities and TVET colleges that are servicing the rest of the community because we aren't jealous about it. Vaccinating is necessary and it is not dangerous. Instead, in the end, that's what will help us to defeat this virus. It's not a saw, it's a small needle. And even those people who are afraid of needles, they should just be able to go and take the vaccine. The fact that the World Health Organization has asked us to be the first technology transfer hub to produce vaccines outside of North America and Europe is a vote of confidence in our scientists and in South Africa's science system and productive capacities.
Welcome back. The Read to Lead campaign by the Basic Education Department was officially launched in 2015. The focus of the campaign is to improve the reading abilities of all South African children and to ensure that all learners can demonstrate age-appropriate levels of reading. The campaign is in response to national, regional, and international studies that have shown how children in the country are not able to read at accepted levels and are unable to execute tasks that demonstrate key skills associated with literacy. MPHO, the principal at Abraham Hlophe Primary School in Katlehong, has urged parents, guardians, and the community at large to encourage learners to read, especially while at home. She says reading aloud to children is important as they will remember what they have read, and it will also assist them with comprehension.
So if we work together with the community and the parents as large to motivate, not we're doing it here at school, even at home, wherever they are, even on weekends, if they're going on holidays, they have some books, activities and stories that will relate to the child. It's going to improve their children, it's going to improve their mindset, it's going to improve their comprehensive so that they read with understanding. I call upon every community member and every South African that we assist our children to encourage them in order to read. Normally, I will make this example, we have morning briefing within our staff members. So I was given a book by one of, when we opened the school, Bishop Tutu. So I read a construct, it was a World Reading Day. So in that morning briefing, I read a quote that motivates them, what is about Ubuntu. So in a way, I was emphasizing to the staff that they must read something and share. And ever since in that moment, even us as teachers in the morning, our morning briefing, whenever the teacher has got something, they will share with us because I've led with them. So I was leading in reading. So if we can do it, in the community, in our close closet with our children at home, even here at school. So as teachers, we have to read to lead, and parents, we're urging to them they should read to lead at home as well.
Grade R teacher at the school, Ms. Mashazi, concurs. She's explained how crucial it is for children to read from grade R or even before that, if possible.
The importance of reading for sounds at the beginning for teachers, especially in grade R, equips learners with the skills for emergent reading, such as recognizing beginning sounds of their names, and also enables them to read environmental print. Then they also demonstrate alphabetical knowledge and increase in their curiosity to read by doing pretense reading, which also acts as a building blocks for future reading.
Principal MOTSWENI has added that principals should find time to read with their colleagues.
To my peers as principals, I encourage them, even if in their brief meeting, encourage them, the staff, to read, but start with yourself like I did. I started with myself to read a portion of book that I'm reading and share it, a construct. They will see, have a reading corner or reading groups with teachers where we can share the story and laugh, because we know to shift the mind of being COVID related and to relax their mind. I saw it working. So I'm encouraging to my peers, let's lead to read and be the first one to share the story of the book that you have read to the staff. That will encourage and motivate them. It did with me.
Meet Mary Buerta and Ella May Beyer, two grade 5 learners at Rustenburg Girls Junior School who are so passionate about reading and writing, they decided to write their own book. They say the book is about two teenage high school girls whose lives are full of mystery. This as they try and navigate everything else. The pair says they decided to write this book because of how much they enjoy reading and writing.
So we've both loved writing. We both love writing and reading, and it's like our favorite subject.
Yeah.
And so Ella walked up to me and said, "Mary, do you want to write a book?" And it was as simple as that. And that turned into months and months of writing and brainstorming.
Yeah.
They hope to have the book out by January, and readers can look forward to finding out why these two girls do what they do.
They've both been recruited to a secret agency, the SDA, Secret Detective Agency. It wasn't a very imaginative name, but they get recruited and then they have to do spy work on the school bullies and have to figure out why the bullies are acting up, because there's been some suspicious behavior around the enemy agency that the bullies belong to, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, but it's also turned the two girls into bullies, so they're trying to figure out how they're treated, and that's what we study.
Writing a book cannot be easy, not even for an experienced author. These young girls explain the challenges they faced along this journey.
We've had quite a few challenges, most of all balancing schoolwork and studying for exams on top of writing. So we've made these schedules which we have put studying and homework and schoolwork as well as writing, so that we can fit everything in.
The two girls say reading is enjoyable. They encourage other learners to also read and write.
Reading is important because it can educate you about things happening in the world, and if you just want to get lost in a beautiful story world, reading can take you places, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun when
Like,
it does.
if you're bored, you can just pick up a book and then get lost in it, and sometimes even finish it by the end of the day.
After the break, we hear from some of the National Teaching Awards finalists.
I am a nurturer, like you.
Real men stand against gender-based violence.
I get hurt, like you.
If I am a victim of violence, I too will not be ashamed to report violence and abuse.
I hate it when someone violates me, like you.
In a violent situation, there is power in walking away. I will not take part in fights at school.
All I want is to feel safe, to feel loved and to be free to show love. Like you.
I cry when I'm hurt, because to feel is to be human. I pledge to be more open about my emotions.
Make it part of the new normal for young boys to be nurtured and loved, to freely express themselves and to show love in a safe, inclusive way. We have different gender identities, but first, we are human. If you need assistance to help your child, contact Childline on 08000 55 555.
Welcome back. It's almost time for the 21st National Teaching Awards, which take place this year on the 6th of October. They recognize teachers who do exceptional work, especially during this COVID-19 time. Let's hear from some of the finalists about how they feel to be nominated and their hopes to win various awards.
I am NOLUTHANDO, coming from KZN at a school situated at Umzinyathi district, which is Sangweni Primary School. I started teaching there at 2012 when it was my first year after the university. Entering the competitions, the NCS competition has been a great experience for me, though it was a challenging one. It was stressful. I really wanted to do this, but it was stressful, I have to say, the sleepless nights, the stress, but I'm happy that at the end I made it to the national level, coming from passing through district level, cluster level, provincial level. It was enough for me, but achieving up to this level was a very, very exciting one and a great experience for me. My school is situated in rural areas where sometimes the community, the parents of the learners I work with, still do not understand the value of education in my learners, in their children. But I'm trying by all means to make sure that I involve parents as much as possible, and I think that's what made me to achieve up to this level. As a national participant, I feel very honored to make it up to this level, and should I win this NTA in this national level, I don't know, I'll be over the moon, but I think it will be an opportunity for me to shine even more, to do what I'm doing, to even more. I've been doing my best in my learning. I know that I've been doing my best, but should I win, that would be a motivation to me, that would be an inspiration to keep on putting even more effort, and also to encourage my colleagues to also do the same and help them wherever I can.
My name is Wellington CHIVAVE. I'm a teacher at Amajuba High School, which is found in Amajuba district in the Newcastle municipality in KwaZulu-Natal. I'm a nominee in the category of excellency in teaching mathematics at FET level. I want to believe, and I strongly believe actually, that I will make it through to be the winner of this process, because I believe that what I do to my learners is something that is extraordinary, much more than what other teachers do. In a nutshell, my learners get the best out of what a teacher should do. Thank you very much.
I am MASUTHA VD from Limpopo Province, representing my district, Mopani East, from Sokhosasa East Circuit, from a very small school called Bilyahomo Secondary School. I'm nominated at the National Teaching Awards under the category Excellence in Teaching Physical Sciences. Everybody who knows me knows how passionate I am about the subject and how much I love the subject and how I would love my learners to actually pass with flying colors when we be actually talking about this subject. Now, being nominated in this category had actually meant a lot to me. I can't thank God enough, because it actually by grace. I had actually gained a lot of experience. I've actually been developed, interacting with different teachers from different places who actually share the same vision and actually had the same interest with you. It had actually encouraged and motivated me to actually go back home and even do better, to make sure that I actually bring change in my school, bring change in my circuit, bring change in my district, and actually bring change in my province. And if I actually win for the National Teaching Awards at the national level, I will definitely, I'll be an ambassador for physical sciences actually. I will make sure that I encourage other young teachers to make sure that they invest in this profession and make sure that they actually fall in love with their profession. I always say that teaching is not just a job, but it's a calling. So when you do it with love, it will actually take you places. Actually, it's not by mistake that I'm here. It's because of the love that I actually give, how I serve. Actually, you should be honest when you serve in your profession, because I believe that God is going to judge you in the way you actually serve. You know, this is one of the opportunities. Being a teacher, it's one of the greatest opportunities that actually God will actually always judge us according to our work. So if you are not doing justice at your work, you must know that you'll be punished at the end.
Good day, my name is THABO MTIKA. I'm from Florida Park High School. It is in Johannesburg West District. I'm actually in the category of Excellency in Teaching Technology Enhanced Teaching and Learning. I never thought I qualified to be a nominee in the NTA, but my story was worth telling any other person. What would it mean for me to win this award? Number one, I don't have a car. It would mean everything to have a car, but it will actually help me because I work with rural schools in teaching them coding and robotics, and the distance from my school to where I have to be, it's actually almost 30 k's. So having a car will actually means that my goals will be achieved. And then number two, it will actually inspire a lot of people in teaching that they actually need to continue with their passion. They have to continue with their purpose. Someone or someday they will be rewarded for all their hard work. Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of this week's news roundup on Channel 122 on OpenView, on YouTube, and on BRICS TV Channel 509 Starset. Remember to stay safe and to comply with the COVID health protocols. Until next time, it's goodbye from myself, Tsehoha Jomoagi, and the entire DBE TV News team. Thank you for watching.